You see, he's full. He's going
Good morning guys, welcome to today's vlog. Today we find ourselves back at one of our favourite places for recreation. We are here again at Central Bedfordshire's ZSL Whipsnade Zoo, the largest zoo in the UK. Or it's more of a safari, to be honest with you. There's plenty of room for the animals to roam about. We're going to have a good day here. It is like a monthly visit for us. We'll give you an update of what happens with the animals, what they're doing. So come and join us. Okay, as you can see here, for this summer we have the Beano, Gnasher, Dennis the Menace, etc. It is something the zoo associates it something with every summer. Can be dinosaurs. This time it's the Beano. You have a free complimentary Beano for, it's like a little souvenir thing. Dennis the Menace and the characters visited the zoo for a day. That comes complimentary with your entrance to the park today. Also today it is National Day of the Tiger, so we'll be making sure that we have a look at those guys. So the weather's looking good, should be fun. These are more of your sort of chill out days for us. We do love the animals, we love them here. We love our marine life animals, which we go and see when we're in Florida. But this is a place that's close to our heart. We have a membership. You get two different types of membership here. There's a gold, which gives you discount. As we're not so much bothered about the discounts, we've got the silver membership. So our admission fee, if you paid the equivalent of twice to get in here, which is the cost of it, you're in here for all year, and we come here and do an update once a month. The weather's okay, as I said, so there might be a sprinkling of showers later, and if it does do that, then we'll try and get inside and see some animals. But they're just generally all roaming around relaxing. There's a couple of, are they alpacas or llamas? I can never tell, they're very similar. Goats, sheep, there's cows over there, because that is like a little on-site kiddies farm. You've got bunnies, chickens, etc., goats. And your main larger animals, your predatory animals, your tigers, your lions are over in that direction. Your elephants, your black rhinos are just over the side over there. They have a train, a single track train that goes round. That does give you a alternative view of the park. But it's just good to get away. It's slightly different sort of slowing the pace down, should we say. During the week, obviously, you notice I'm doing a lot of nighttime vlogs. They're quirky, they're unusual, they're kind of cool, kind of creepy for sure, but it's all about broadening the horizons of everybody out there. I'm showing you guys what I like. I'm hoping that the way I bring it to you is that you're standing by the side of me as I'm walking around, sort of sharing more than telling, so to speak. And it looks like we have an emu coming in the sight over here. He or she seems to be content just to be picking at the insects in the foliage over there, which is quite cool to leave them be, because they come over here. They can be a bit daunting, especially if you're small, because their head will go straight over the top of this fence I'm standing by, and it can be a bit unnerving for the youngsters. If any of you remember, was it Rod Hull and Emu back in the 80s? Huge comedy act on your chat shows. Emu would go absolutely mental. Some good times. One of your free roaming wallabies over there. They have access to go around the park wherever they want. I don't know whether that was originally the case, or whether they just jumped the fence and got out and they just thought, you know what, they're content to be around here, we'll just leave them be. But they're a sight, especially when they get up to full speed. You have those, you have your smaller, I think your St David's deer and your muntjac deer, but also we'll see some in the car park area over there as he makes his way around us. It really is weird. And we've got a joey at all. You've also got these, they're called Mara. I think they're like a large version of the guinea pig family. There's some that have come into sight around the corner, so We get up close to them. But yeah, this isn't with a fence. This is, I am probably about 15 metres away from him now, or her. These are your Mara walking across the car park. They're about the size of a small dog, maybe a Yorkshire Terrier without the, no, not even bigger than that, say a Westie without fur. That's probably our good comparison for size. And as I said, like the wallabies, like the deers, they've just got free access to roam around wherever they want. There's Donna and her calf Nang. A little bit of feeding time for the infant from mum, and I believe that would be, it's either an auntie or a granny. The matriarchy gives a, like a thing with all the girls stick together. I believe that's Luca to the right over there. So would that be Karishma? I believe Karishma's, I always get this confused whether it's Karishma or Maya that's Donna's mum, so that would be Nang's grandmother. Then you have the aunties all around, and they all take it in turns, keeping it together, bunching up, keeping each other safe. And they will be separate from the male elephant, which is usually round to the pen to the side. You got this view. I could probably get around the back there, but then you're just seeing the, not the back side of water, but the back side of elephants. The fences are open if they decided to come through. They did last time. They walked down the side of us here and into the sandpit area here where there is a watering hole. Sometimes it is good just to stand here, be patient, quiet and tranquil, and just let them get on and just watch them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that could be Luca there in front of us. The sad story about Luca is that she'll never give birth herself. She originally was pregnant, but it was like a stillbirth. But the actual calf calciated. Is that the word? Turned sort of like rock and stone with inside. And it's forever within her. I don't think it's particularly big. Doesn't seem to affect her, that's for sure. She's such a gentle giant. At this point, the little tearaway that is Nang now knows what the trunk is used for. When they're first born, they haven't got a clue. Mum is always close by, so if ever there's an element of danger or just a little bit of comfort in, Nang will go straight to Mum. She's got to be a good, well over a year now. And sort of within the next couple of years the size will go up twofold. I believe Donna now must be maybe 10. I remember Donna when she was the same size as Nang, even smaller. Hopefully the wind that's blushing about ain't affecting the sound quality too much. You see we have the formation. This is obviously, I'm guessing here, that could have been Max. I don't know, over the years the elephants changed, the males leave and go on to elsewhere, but I think Max and Scott were the last two youngest of the males that were born here. So that could be one of those, and you can see you have the starting of little tusks growing. I could of course be wrong, and that could be the female. The females do grow little tiny tusks, but they only get to that size. But if that is a guy, which I'm no biologist on the elephants by any means, that kind of makes sense. If you're wondering why we spend so much time with the elephants, it's because they're my favourite animal, so that does make sense. Yep, elephants are certainly, spit me teeth out, elephants are certainly my favourites, up amongst my top sort of 5. Also love me bears of all different types and varieties, me wild dogs, and me marine life of course. I'm a bit of a shark expert, to be honest with you. Know more about those than most other things. Favourite of course being, which goes with my all-time favourite movie, Jaws, so it has to be the old great white, the Carcacus carcarium. Not that I'm any good at Latin. Right, well let's leave the elephants be and go and see who else is about. I said earlier, today is Day of the Tiger, so there should be 3 brothers here. They were all born here as cubs. I've seen one of them out in the paddock, so we can get a closer look at him. There appears to only be the one tiger in there, and as you can see he's just making his way through the undergrowth at the back there. Looks like he's making his way on the top of the platform, whether that means he's going to have a lie down. I'd like to see him walk around, but hard work being a tiger, so he's probably going for a nap. That's what they do a lot. Here he comes, just in the view, prowling his way towards us. So obviously had food recently, because I can see carcass, bone, etc.
Yeah, I wonder what. I'm not advertising the that's the
Its prey cannot actually see the stripes. Antelope, etc. cannot see the orange stripes, so perfectly adapted to hide in the jungle regions when it's hunting them. Our friends the woolly pigs have certainly grown since last time. They were tiny little piglets last time, and you can see what they will look like when they become like their mum. Just weird that they're covered in like a wool, almost sheepish. Really strange. They're cute all the same. Obviously the Beano, Dennis the Menace, Gnasher etc. have rocked up here and are staying here because they have no home as such anymore. It used to be that they were based at Chessington World of Adventures, but that is now Jumanji. The new Jumanji land is taken over where Beano land was, I believe. Might be slightly wrong, but I think I got it in the general direction of that. And so now I believe this just tours the other parks, zoos etc. Maybe a Butlins type places throughout the year. We are inside what is basically a fart tent. It's sort of that very slapstick, very British humour, pretty apt with a comic. To be honest with you, it's on a par with like you do the Journey into the Imagination with Figment and you go in the smell lab. It's just that the smells in here are not quite as pleasant. So okay, all helping with the environment like you like to do. Rachel, if you look at that question, if you push the button you reckon which one's right. There we go guys. All the cows' fault. God, Rach, you're doing not so good.
It is.
This is why I'm filming, because I'll be useless at it as well. That is a pretty good effort. Keep going, babe. Keep going. Keep
Shut
going.
up. Now you've said that.
Oh.
Elsie, look. Mummy's on the wall.
Oh no. Oh no. There you go. Another free roaming wallaby. Keeping an eye out on everybody walking around. Getting ready to pretty much bolt. One thing I will say about the zoo, I don't know whether it's because animals are susceptible to coming down with ailments and passing on, so the information that comes back to the public is very slow in coming. But looking at these two zebras over here, or zebras as you Americans would say, if I pan to the right just there, there is a young foal. So we have a baby here. I can focus in. Don't know if my eyes are seeing that properly. Yeah, just there. Where are you? And now it's sat down. I believe it was a foal with a zebra, so it seemed to be in with a water buck. Could have been one of those, but just the stripings on it made it look like it was a zebra. Interesting nonetheless. I'm still undecided. That could be mum there, so whatever the baby is there. See, it's either a zebra or a water buck. I'm saying this as baby zebra because of the distinction of a few stripes. We'll see if it gets up. That is actually a baby water buck over there. So you know what, I am definitely turn around and saying that that is baby zebra to our left, just laying there, because it just seems that the other one, what would be its mother, is very attentive. There we go, yep, 100%. Come on little fella, up you get. That is a baby foal of a zebra laying there in the foliage. Be cool if it gets up. Come on. A little bit more. Don't know if that was a wake up call from mum there to the little foal. Just had no success whatsoever, as per usual, to be honest with you, with the lions, or as we call them, lie downs, because they are genuinely asleep 23 hours of the day, and they weren't even in view in the enclosure, so they could have been out the back or hidden in one of the banks to the side, so you ain't going to see them. But these guys, although they're laying down, they're in the open. I don't know whether you guys can notice one of the common problems that the rhinos encounter. See the one there in front of us, that patch? That is where it's been bleeding. The problem is they get ticks. Birds land on their backs to eat the ticks, but then they peck through the first couple of layers of flesh, leaving like a scab type wound, and then the birds will not leave them alone. They will continually pester them and peck at them, and they just bleed and bleed and bleed. They don't really suffer from it, it's more of an annoying niggle. Little baby Nandy is the smallest of the rhinos laying down there to the left. Probably about, possibly 3 years old now. Just moving her head to the side. See the ticks, they pester them. That little niggle, it's like, I suppose if you sit there at night and you feel the little bites around your legs, it's the same for these guys, but they're all over. They give themselves what they call mud baths. It's like a version of suntan lotion for them, or sunblock. But yeah, they're getting wound up by them at the moment. It's little midges, little nicks. It's a very timid breed, to be honest with you. You've got two species of rhino here. These are the white, or you've got the black rhinos, that all otherwise known as the Asian rhinos, over by the Asian elephants. I would say the Asian rhinos, I could be wrong, but they appear larger than this. They're covered in an armour plating. The giraffe family, including little baby Wilfred down there by the gate, out sunning themselves. Obviously people grabbing foliage because the giraffes can reach out and grab it. They will eat pretty much leaves, bracken, as you can see up here hanging from this tree. They've probably eaten the foliage off that, but they still will eat the branches and what is called a lichen. It's like a moss that coats it. They'll strip that bare before they're finished with it. Probably your more elegant, graceful creatures that you have in this park. As if they walk around on tiptoe and the clicking noise that they make. Yeah, this down here, this is baby Wilfred, who's been with us for 8, maybe 9 months. And he will grow to that size, so he starts off about 6-7 foot and he'll grow to about 16 feet. And with their long necks and their reach, you can actually stand this close to them. Rather long, large blue tongue. Movement you see there in amongst the shrubs, that is your African wild dogs. Obviously with the heat of the day, they'll keep themselves out of the way in the shade. 2 of them will probably be on patrol in the back in the wooded area. That's what they do, they pretty much take turn. It's like the way the meerkats, someone's always on guard. You see the tail wagging. They don't seem to be doing a great deal, but more so than the lions, that's for sure. We do have bear activity. I would say that is Cinderella because of the size. There is 3 newer bears, youngsters, that have joined her, and they're a lot smaller. They're also very playful and fighty, if that be the correct words to use. But they'll all be in here somewhere. So these are your European brown bear. They're like a smaller cousin of the North American, Canadian grizzly bear. Probably about half the size, and then obviously larger than that you get your Kodiaks. But these are predominantly scared of man. The keepers would have put the likes of peanut butter, something sweet within that tube. So that's what's got the bear's attention at the moment. He'll just stick his claw in, maybe its tongue, grab hold of the sweet goodness inside.
Aunt Rebecca, come down here. I'm alright here.
Seems to be a bear trail. They all seem to be following the same loop around the back of the woods. 2 of them are certainly following each other there. Unless they're hunting for the little scraps of food. One's just reached up into a tree. Could end up in a play fight. Yep, here we go. A little bit at the back there. It's a play fight time again.
Tomorrow we can't meet the tram while we're going on drive.
What day is it?
Yeah, the play fighting like you and Daddy do. Yeah. Oh.
You like to play, don't you?
Does it even matter? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. The one he's... I think one's trying to find you. Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea?
Mary, take it.
The bears would notice them and gobble them up. And they'll be quite... They'll basically... One of them would be holding the leg, the other would be holding the head. They'll be quite headless. Maybe I see this one. What? Wait. What? Another one.
See what they're doing.
I want you guys to...
Come in. A minute.
Daddy, I'm hungry. I want to bed.
Stop fighting you two. It's time to do it. Pancake what?
A pancake.
Oh, it's got your zero.
I think the one not in the room was the big. Is that what we did?
There's two of them playing. That's good, isn't it?
Martin, one down the side.
Anyway guys, that's going to do it for today. Hope you've enjoyed our little peruse around the zoo. It is probably our favourite place to go in the UK. Been a member for many years. We just simply love the relaxed, chilled out vibe of the place, and the animals are always up to something inquisitive. So with that guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Next week I've probably got another night explore coming up with Paul. We have got something special coming up possibly Thursday, which will be pretty strange for sure, so be sure to check that one out. I'm not going to tell you too much about it because it's a bit of a surprise, and we've got to make sure you get in first. And with that guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We've had a great day. Hope you felt like you was with us alongside us as much as me talking about these things. It's about you being with us on our adventures, so you feel like you're by the side of us. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for myself, thanks for Rachel.
Thank you.
See you next week guys. See you in the movies. Bye for now.
Bye.